Hello everybody and welcome back to the homestead. So today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a review for you of a product that I got off of Amazon. It is this right here. This is a battery powered rototiller. Now I have not been a big fan of battery powered things for the lawn, like my lawnmower. Terrible, 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 terrible. Get like 10 minutes of mowing time. I just been skeptical about battery powered tools. This one, however, has surprised me, and so that's why I thought I wanted to give you a review of it, because it's quite impressive for what it is. Okay, so this thing is called the Super Handy. I got it on Amazon. Now when I bought it, it was only 120 bucks, but it had great reviews. Today it's going for a little more than that. I think it's $210 now, so that's I guess that's inflation for you, and that's some of the supply chain disruptions probably too. But okay, let's get into some of the details about it. All right, as you can see, it's quite lightweight. I guess that would be the handy part of it. No, it is lightweight. It has 4 tines on there that they say are replaceable. It is a 40 volt, and that is done with 2 20 volt lithium batteries. Now, batteries. They claim it's got a 40-minute run time. Now, with my lawnmower, as I said, I might get 10 minutes of mowing out of it before that battery dies. That thing is terrible. Never again will I get one of those things. I'm not going to mention what it is at the moment. That's not the point of this video. But they say 40-minute runtime. Guess what? In my experience, I've gone over an hour. I've gone almost an hour and a half of this thing working and it not being dead yet. I haven't yet run it down to where it was completely dead. So I'm quite impressed at the battery power with this thing for something that's under torque and is being worked as hard as a rototiller is. I will say this, my one complaint is that it only came with 1 charger. You got 2 batteries but only 1 charging cable. Well, why? So that's kind of annoying, because they do take a bit of time to charge, and so once you get run out, now you got to charge twice as long as you would otherwise. Next thing to talk about would be that it's adjustable in its depth. So right, you can see it in this setting right here. Well, very simply, right down here, you can see this right here. When we push this in, we bring it back over here. Push that in, you see? It rotates on this, in that space right there, to be able to change the depth that you want to go to. Not only depth, but also the working position of how high your hands are and all of that. So that adjustment is super easy. Let's check it out in action. All right, so I'm just gonna give a quick demonstration here. I'm off in the corner of my yard in a spot that I don't care about it getting torn up here. The grass will grow right back over, and this is way off the beaten path. So we're just gonna go real time here. Now this is breaking through grass, which obviously is much more difficult on the machine than if we were going in an area that's the soil's already loosened up and there isn't grass growing over top of it. So this is kind of like the hardest thing that you might do with this, of course, unless you're going into clay or something. But here we go. This is real time. I'm only gonna go for about a minute, but I just want you to get an idea of how fast it works. It's not as fast as a gas powered, but for what it is, I'm happy. Okay, so That was probably about a minute, maybe a little bit longer. I'll check the clock and we'll put it up on the screen here, right there. But let's take a look and see what we did. So we got a space here about 16 inches wide, maybe 24 inches long. It's loosened that soil up, torn up the grass, and we're down, oh, maybe 3.5 to 4 inches or so in depth, in whatever period of time that was. So, like I say, it's not a gas-powered one, but for a battery-powered thing, it's not bad. Recently, what I've really found this to be helpful for is actually just maintaining the edges of my beds here, because I've been fighting grasses coming in for so long, and they just take over the beds, and it really just, it's so frustrating. And these grasses that grow underground with these nodules, and they're just crazy. So hard to keep up against. But let me show you how quickly I can zip along the edges with this. You can run it sideways like this, and if there's any grasses that are starting to sprout up there, or weeds, then it can yank them out. So that was real time. That wasn't the sped up camera. What'd that take, 30 seconds to run a 50 or 60 foot long bed along the edge of it? That's not bad. I also cut these in using this very thing. It takes obviously a lot longer to do that. Go through a couple battery charges, but once it's done, you can see just a zip along there. And then if there's anything left, I can come back and pluck those by hand, but that's minimal at that point. So here you can get an idea of what happens with a jam. See how all that's jammed up inside of there? So it won't turn right now, but it's pretty simple to clear out. We just go in and we work the material, work away the grasses and any sticks that are in there. If need be, we can come in with some pruners. We can cut grasses and things like that that are wound up and bound up on there and get it free again. So the super handy 40 volt electric rototiller, is it super handy? Well, I think so. It's super light, easy to maneuver in and out. If I need some extra power, you know, I can just reach over and put my foot on it to give it some weight while it's working, because it can start bouncing around sometimes when I'm going through something pretty hard. Would I buy it again? Absolutely. Would I pay the $200 for it today? Probably would. Now that I know what it's like. If it was $200 when I was first looking at it, I probably wouldn't have. Anyways, that's been my experience with it. I've enjoyed it. I can highly recommend it. Thanks for watching.